Hey guys, welcome back to another episode in my Minecraft survival world, and I hope you guys enjoyed that time lapse. That was a lot of fun to create, a lot of fun to edit, and a lot of fun to actually do everything that I did in the time lapse. As I said in the end of last episode, I was going to be downloading a mod, and the mod that I have downloaded is the replay mod, and I've finally got to grips with it. I finally started using it, and you look at the result. It's just been absolutely amazing, and I'm really happy with how things have gone with that time lapse. I think it's one of the best things that I've ever done on this series so far. So it would have been really good if I could use it in all of my videos, but there's a slight problem to all of this stuff with the replay mod. I know I was really excited to use it in all of my videos and sort of time lapse all of the time, but there's a slight problem. So well, you're probably wondering why there's still so many trees around. Have a look, and there's so much land still around behind me. There's all of that dirt there. I'm pretty sure that I took all of that out in the time lapse. So you're probably wondering why it's still there. Like, I just got rid of all of this stuff. And there's a reason for that. Basically, there have been a few problems, as you can probably tell by now. And let me start from the beginning. So when you install the replay mod, what you have to do to your world is actually downgrade it. So right now I'm playing in 1.8.8, which is the latest version of Minecraft. And to use a replay mod, you have to downgrade it to 1.8 or 1.8.0. So that's the first version of 1.8, if you know what I mean. And that's the only version that the replay mod is downloadable for, or that it works with. So I have to kind of downscale my world to that. And when I did that, it didn't really do anything bad generally. At least I didn't think so. And I did the whole time-lapse thing. I got rid of all the dirt everywhere, and I got rid of all the trees, and I did all of that awesome stuff. And then just kind of randomly, because I do this every now and then, because it's such a weird project, I went and checked out the Iron Titan, and I went to check whether it was still working, whether everything was going good, and to my absolute horror, the Iron Titan was broken. So all of the villages had merged, absolutely no iron golems were spawning, and I realized that this was to do with one of two things. Either the fact that I actually downscaled the world to 1.8, that might have actually broken the Titan somehow. Maybe the village mechanics were changed or something between versions. I'm pretty sure that they weren't, though, because I think it was just security updates also all this far to 1.8.8, but it might have been, and also it could have been the replay mod itself, which actually broke the Iron Titan somehow. I'm not entirely sure how, but it was broken back then. But luckily, thank God, I had a backup of this world just before I actually started mining out all of this grass and stuff, and all of the trees and all of that kind of stuff. And so I loaded up that backup. The Iron Titan was still functioning pretty well in that. And yeah, now the Iron Titan's fine, and I've just collected a bit of iron from there and made all of the blocks and stuff. But yeah, you get what I'm gonna have to do. I had to do everything all over again, and I say had, but I'm still in the process of doing it. I'm still in the process of getting rid of all the dirt all over again. I've just finished all of the side over here. So you can see that all of the land has been taken out from this side, but I've still got that side over there to do, and it pretty much extends to all over there. I think I'm going to leave the trees in this time, though, because you don't actually need to take them out, I guess. But yeah, that is going to be so annoying to have to do the whole thing, not once, but twice. I'm going to have to mine every single block again. But the reason why I'm not so angry about it, or I'm not kind of even really annoyed at it too much, is because I have an absolutely awesome shovel to help me do the job. It's in this ender chest right here. So I had this. The first diamond shovel which I made was efficiency 4 and fortune 3 and then breaking 3 as well. So that was really fast. But ironically, it broke. So I was just out there mining, and then I sort of didn't keep an eye on the durability. It was at like 60 or something, and then I just carried on mining, and it goes so fast. I think I should probably show you in just a second. And it broke. So then I had to get this one. I enchanted this one with another 30 XP enchantment. but then that doesn't have unbreaking, so now it's about 17 XP to actually just repair it, which means that it's not really that efficient anymore. So I just went, I got loads of seeds and fed my chickens over there at the breeder, no, at my chicken farm thing, my chicken coop, whatever you want to call it. And I barely just got 30 XP. It took me ages and ages to get the XP, but then I enchanted this one, which is efficiency 4, Unbreaking 3, which I definitely needed, and Silk Touch 1. So this has also got Silk Touch, which might be useful. But yeah, you can also see I've got my horse here, which is my new horse, which I just got, and this guy is absolutely rapid. I'm loving using this guy, and now all I've got to do is carry on with all of this. It's going to take a very, very long time, and this is probably going to be it's probably going to mean that it's going to take me ages to make this episode. I mean, look at how much dirt I've still got left to remove. This just gives you an idea of what I've been doing. But wow, and now I'm going to get grass blocks as well, which is going to be awesome. So this thing is just so rapid. This thing, it really eats through the land, and hopefully this will improve the speed of things. But in this episode, we're going to be creating the storage system for this awesome mob farm. As you can see in the background, it has actually been working so far. So everything is up and running, and is, we're not even up there. We're actually loading in the caves and stuff down below, but still it's got awesome rates already. As you can see, we're getting a lot of item drops here, and that means that actually getting rid of the land will really up the rates a lot, and we're going to get loads of stuff out of this farm. Guys, so I've got some pretty awesome news, and you can tell I've gone and dug out everything. Everything's done. All of the dirt has been taken out, and it just looks so awesome to just have nothing down here. It's just so cool, and the rates of this farm are pretty much insane now already. You can see that I'm up here, and yeah, you see that a lot of mobs are falling down, especially when I'm up here and close to the mobs, so all of them spawn in. I've also got a little line of lily pads that I just hastily kind of placed in, so I can get on my horse, who's right there somewhere, and kind of travel in and out of here pretty quickly. And also, I haven't seen any mobs spawning on lily pads, so I'm pretty sure that they don't spawn on here. But the thing is that I actually haven't decided still how the hell I'm going to do a kind of a storage system, and how I'm going to transport all the mobs, if I'm going to have like a thing to funnel them down into the middle, if you like, which is something that I could do. And I could kind of funnel them down and then just have a few hoppers to collect up all of their drops, but I'm not entirely sure whether I should do that or whether I should just use Mumbo's method. And to be honest, I have a feeling that I'm going to have to use Mumbo's method of just having like loads and loads of hoppers, a whole row of hoppers up there, and that might give me a bit of lag, but probably not too much, since this farm is actually not lagging me as much as I originally thought it would. So yeah, that's what I've got to get on to now. I think I'm going to go into creative mode, maybe design something up, and hopefully I will be back with a solution. Alright guys, so I'm up here in this pretty precarious situation with mobs falling down, like missiles all the way to the ground. It's actually pretty funny because I actually saw a chicken jockey, which is basically a zombie, a baby zombie riding a chicken. And it was falling down so slowly, and I thought, what the hell is this? Is this some kind of weird lag or something? But no, I realized, wow, that is a lot of zombies. That is a lot of mobs. Well, what do I expect? I have taken out all of the dirt, but yeah, I saw that chicken jockey, and I realized it was just flying down, because obviously chickens don't take fall damage. They just slowly glide down quite elegantly to the bottom, and it was so hilarious just to see that that zombie just falling down. So I just took my bow and arrow out and I shot it. I killed the chicken somehow, and I just saw it plummet down, and then in a puff of smoke right down there on the lily pads, it kind of died. And by the way, I never really talked about those lily pads, but yeah, I did put them down there at some point to obviously kill all of the mobs. But yeah, also, first of all, I just want to mention, before I actually do this cut properly, I probably sound kind of tired. My voice probably sounds a little bit stretched right now, and that's for two reasons. First of all, it's the same old thing with college. and lots of work and a long day. And actually, I've had a shorter day than other people today, but still, I think it's been quite long, and I've been quite busy with other things too. And also, I'm not actually that well right now. I do have a little bit of a cold, but hopefully that should go away pretty soon. And I should say what I'm actually doing here. So, which was the point of this cut, of course. What I'm doing here is actually creating a funnel. I've came up with the idea, and I've gone with the whole idea of actually creating a funnel system where we have sort of water source blocks all the way along here, and it will go out 8 blocks, of course. So I can go 8 blocks out with this, and then we'll have a smaller area to actually place all of the hoppers. Because what I did is I went into my creative world, my redstone testing world thing, even though it really doesn't have much redstone on it, to be honest. But yeah, I went into there and I tried to figure out or estimate how many hoppers it would take me to actually just fill up the whole like bottom area here. And so all of the mobs would just fall down, and I would have to fill up all of this gap here, and it would obviously be down, you know, all of the hoppers would be down here somewhere, about 35 blocks lower, so all of the mobs die of fall damage. But now instead, to actually reduce that number of hoppers, I'm going to funnel all of the mobs in towards the center, and hopefully things should work out a little bit better that way, both in terms of resources, which I was slightly worried about. You know, it had taken a lot of wood, a lot of chests, a lot of iron, and even though we've got tons of it, still, you know, I'd prefer to do things in a bit more of an efficient way. But the resources aren't really the problem here. What the problem is the lag, and hoppers, of course, tend to cause quite a lot of that. So I figured that if I reduce the amount of hoppers here, then I will be able to reduce the lag. And also, the problem is that I think my design for this storage system is just going to involve hoppers. The whole thing is just going to be made completely out of hoppers, unlike what Mumbo did and unlike what any sensible person would generally do, which would be to use water streams and all that kind of stuff. But the thing is that I don't have any ice, and I'm up here, you know, I don't want to mess around with any water streams. I just think that this is the simplest way for me to actually create a functioning storage system. And so I think I'm going to go with this way. And what I mean by the crazy amount of hoppers is basically we're going to have a hopper to each double chest, basically, to connect up all of the chests and get all of the drops into there. So instead of having a water stream transporting things around, that's what I've gone for, and I think it should work. So I'm going to build up this water stream. Hopefully I've planned everything sort of correctly. I haven't really planned anything at all, to be honest, but we'll see how things go, and this design will hopefully work, and this will hopefully save me a hell of a lot of hoppers and resources. Okay, maybe like creating this platform and then just like walking away from it was a slightly bad idea. I mean, there's a witch over there. That could be slightly dangerous. There are a few creepers, a skeleton. Yeah, I mean, this wasn't one of my best ideas, was it? So again, I've made a little bit more progress here, and I've actually got the majority of the hoppers in, and things have been going pretty smoothly. In fact, I'm quite surprised as to how inexpensive these hoppers actually were. I just took one trip down to the Iron Titan and refilled all of my iron down here, and now I'm just putting in the hoppers. Yeah, they were really cheap to make actually, because I have loads of wood from cutting down a few of these trees around here, and also of course we have loads of iron, so that kind of all works out. And you can see this farm is pretty much working at almost full efficiency anyway. I mean, even if I am loading in the caves below, I think I already said this before, but it's really fast, and I think getting rid of all the land really did help as well. And now all of the hoppers are also in, so you can see that I've got these two outputs right here, and the way that I'm going to do this is have these two outputs kind of go a little bit lower and then go to the side there, and right underneath this whole platform I'm actually going to make the whole storage system in the air. I'm not going to keep it down there next to the water. I'm going to keep it right up here in the air, and I think that's just like a new kind of different way of doing it. You can see that we're getting loads and loads and loads of drops here in all of these in all of these hoppers right at the front. And like I say, these are the two output hoppers, so they are going to feed directly into the chests. And I think the first thing that I have to do is go and actually create a little bit of a platform for myself, so I can start placing in the chests and start organizing the hoppers. But also, um, yeah, again, I died. My XP was at like 27 or something, and now it's at 8. And that's because somehow a spider survived the journey down here, or I think it could have actually spawned up here before I torched this place up, and it just knocked me off down onto one of the lily pads. And talking of lily pads, I don't actually need them anymore, which is really cool. But another thing is, I actually spawned all the way at the Iron Titan. I actually spawned on top of the Iron Titan, which is, I think, a little bit amazing. Because it's just weird. Like, I didn't expect to spawn up there, but now I realize that that is the absolute center of my spawn chunk, so I have a chance of spawning directly there. And I literally spawned on top of the Iron Titan, so I had to climb my way down there. Try and survive the whole journey back, and it was also nighttime, so that also made things a little bit worse. Um, but now, yes, I'm safe and sound again with all my lovely armor on, and I've got my horse to travel around on. And now I really need to get this platform organized and get some of the chests in, and then we'll see what we can do. So to go and say that I actually made a little bit of progress since the last cut would be a little bit of an understatement right now, because as you can see, I kind of got a little bit carried away. But not only that, the episode was kind of running out of time, and we are kind of running out of time for the episode, so I thought I'd go and build the majority of the storage system all off camera. And to be honest, it didn't actually take that long, number one, and two, it was all kind of a repetitive and easy process to do, so there's nothing really much to show or talk about. It's quite simple, the way that the hoppers and everything work, but I'll try and go through it anyway. So as you can see here, I've slabbed over everything just so no mobs spawn, and obviously even though there's slabs over those hoppers, all of the items will still go through and everything will be fine like that. And I've gone and slabbed around the edges, so this is how it works. Okay, so there's two lines of hoppers which come down, connecting from all of these hoppers up top here, and well, you can't see the items in here. You can see some gunpowder right there, but we've actually got all of the items already flowing into the chest, and we've already got tons of them, because it's as if I'm sort of AFKing up here, except I am obviously using my keyboard to play, so it's not really AFKing, but it's the same kind of thing, and we're already getting loads of drops. But these hoppers go around along like this and around the back and fit into all of the chests, and the way they fit into the chests is really, really simple. They just there's a whole line of hoppers going along the top there, and then they have loads of hoppers going into each and every chest. Like I said before, there's one hopper for each chest, and I think it starts from this side actually. Ooh, I almost fell off there. So yeah, you can see we've got loads and loads of items flowing in already, and this just makes me really happy because look, I have 4 stacks of arrows on me right now, so clearly I'm never going to run out of arrows. Clearly I'm never going to run out of string or gunpowder. So it's going to be really easy for me to make loads of TNT and things like that. And I'm really, really, really happy about how many resources I've been gathering with this thing so far. And I haven't even done any AFKing yet, which is just absolutely amazing. So you can see there's a big hole in the floor. I'm obviously not going to leave that there. That would be pretty dangerous and stupid. And yeah, I haven't just forgotten about that. What I'm going to do is in the ceiling and in the floor, I think I'm going to put some glass there. Just so from the bottom, if you are down right at the bottom, you could actually see the hoppers all the way from there. So it's like a kind of a shell, which kind of allows you to see through all the way to the top, which I thought would be really cool. And from the outside, you can see that it's not really much of an aesthetic project. It's not something like the Iron Titan storage system, where I had loads of nice aesthetic looking things, but I kind of prefer it like this. I kind of prefer, all of the chests and the hoppers exposed, and, that you're able to see it from all around, and the fact that it's just floating. It looks kind of cool as a kind of little thing just right in the middle of everywhere. And I think since we are running out of time for the episode, I should probably just carry on, add in the glass, and I'll go ahead and I think maybe off camera I'll make the minecart elevator thing that goes up to here. But I'll talk about that in just a second. But I also kept, by the way, this view right here open, so you know you can just, it's kind of like a window thing, although you could technically fall out, but I'm going to get rid of those lily pads, so you'll pretty much have nothing to stop you down there. It's just water, so you'll be fine. But it's really cool just to look out again at the views from here, so I always like my views, so I keep everything very open. But as I was talking about just a second ago, what I'm going to do here is, as an easy way to kind of get to my AFK platform a little bit outside there, I'm going to sort of have a long minecart elevator kind of thing. It's not really a minecart elevator, so to speak, because all you do is have minecarts piled on top of each other, essentially, and I'll just show you that in a second. And you just right click and it leads you all the way to the top really quickly, and it's really pretty much the fastest way and the simplest way, especially for me, because I have so much iron, to get up there. So I'm going to create a little bit of an AFK platform up there, and by the next cut I will have added in the glass here, and also probably created that elevator, or the majority of it at least. So there's only a little bit of work left to do now, only a little few little things to add on to this project to make it easy for us to get up and down, of course, and that is going to involve this nice lovely looking minecart elevator here, and I'll show you how that works. But before that, I'm just going to say I've made the AFK platform right at the top, all the way up in the air above the mob spawner, and really there's not much to see there. You're not really going to be, you know, too amazed by it. It's just a bunch of iron blocks which I can stand on to AFK on, and hopefully that will mean that I don't kind of load all of the caves below. And since we've got rid of all the dirt, there's nobody or no mobs at least are going to be spawning anywhere over here anytime soon. So I'm just building up this elevator, and this is just an example of how it works. Just look up and right click, and then you can press left shift to get out. And each of these levels are going to be pretty useful, because the closest like level like this, which comes to the storage area, and the closest one to the spawn, or rather the AFK platform is what I was trying to say, is the one that I'll sort of connect to the AFK platform, or the storage system, and that will be the sort of way I'm going to get up and down. So if I just show you how this actually works, if I just try and go ahead and build another level here, so it's really simple and really resource effective, I think, especially again, as I always say, because I have the Iron Titan now and I get so much iron. I actually went and collected some more just now. So all you have to do is that basically place the rail, destroy it, place a minecart on top, of course, and then you have your minecart in there, and then you just need to go up, I think, about 3 blocks, and then place in another ladder. Not throw all of your ladders out to the bottom, but you get the idea. Yeah, I have pretty much just done that, just thrown my ladders all the way down to the bottom there. But it doesn't really matter, because you get the idea. This is just going to be a repetitive process all the way to the top, and I'll just be back after completing it all the way. Okay, so I've been working very hard indeed on this project, and finally now we are at an end. I've actually finished everything, and right now we're on the top of the AFK platform. As I said, it's not really much to look at. I tried to make it look a little bit nice, and I also tried to ensure that nothing spawns up here, obviously with the slabs, and I made it safe with these cobblestone walls. But this is where I will AFK. What I'll do is just go into the crafting table and then sort of alt tab out of the game, and then that will actually let me AFK. And to be honest, I don't even think I actually need to AFK, because you'll see when we actually get down into the storage room how much crazy loot I'm getting out of this mob farm already. So this is just so you can actually come out of the minecart elevator, and we got this little bridge this way, and yeah, we're just going to fall down and go and have a look at the storage room. So yeah, this entire minecart elevator has been done. Everything turned out pretty awesome, and also, as you can see right here, I somehow figured out how to just like or that you can actually put torches on the sides of the blocks like that, which looks pretty epic, and also ensures that mobs pretty much don't spawn on these as well. So this is the way you kind of get out, and I've created this makeshift bit just to bridge to the storage room. But I think that this looks pretty epic. I'm really happy with it. And at first, you know, it's kind of like a weird idea to keep the storage system up here right next to the hoppers. Most people, like Mumbo himself, build it down below and build some sort of sorting system as well. But to be honest, I really like it like this. This has just turned out pretty perfectly. And if we go inside, I finally got in the glass in the bottom. I decided not to put any glass in the top because, I mean, I've got some. I could try it out, but I don't really think it's needed. Maybe I'll do it, but that's probably another thing for a little bit later. But yeah, you can see we've got the beautiful view and we've got our storage system. Everything is looking done and dusted. And if we take a look in some of these chests, yeah, that's the reaction I had. It's already filled to the brim. Wow, I don't know where the feather came from, but it's filled to the brim with stuff already. We're still getting the chests above them filling up too, so everything is really filling up here. As you can see, we've got 2 double chests filled up with just random loot from this farm. We've also got some other random stuff in there, which probably shouldn't be in there. But never mind, you know, you get the idea. I mean, I could have installed a sorting system as well, but I actually didn't think that I needed one. I think it looks better just to have all of the items just flow in anyway. I really don't mind, and I'm just going to go and check whichever chests for sort of the stuff that I need. So I'm not really too bothered about a sorting system or anything like that. But I think we have come to the end of today's episode, and it has been absolutely amazing, to be honest. The way it began with the time-lapse and stuff, I'm very happy with that. If there's anything that I could have improved, it's probably the timing of the episode, because I seriously doubt it's anywhere near 20 minutes now. But, you know, there's nothing I could really do. I tried to make it as short as possible, but because of the immense amount of work that we had to do today, that just didn't work out. So if you like this episode, please be sure to leave a like, maybe even a comment, and maybe even subscribe to this channel, because it would be a big help. And I'm really looking forward to reading some comments, especially on the time-lapse thing, by the way. And I think I'm going to end right there. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.